Coming up in today's video, I'm down at Monin HQ. We've got 4 amazing cocktails. What flavours have we got?
We've got the blueberry le fruit, we've got the pumpkin spice, we've got the falernum, and we've got the apple pie syrup.
Amazing. So Lee's going to be making up 4 cocktails with that. We're going to have a little deep dive into the flavours, give you some alternative uses as well. But that's what's coming up in the next 45 minutes to an hour or so. As I said, we're back down south with Lee. We haven't seen you for a while. Where have you been?
I know, we've been strangers.
We got in, although you're not going to see it yet. I was going to say we got the 2 in to cover, but the other one's not even on yet, even though it's filmed. The Christmas one's there. So,
but no, you had fun with Tony and Jess.
We did have some fun.
Yeah.
We had some banter.
We had,
so Jess is doing the Christmas one. That'll be out in a couple of weeks' time. But where have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh, jet set lifestyle.
Jet set.
Yeah.
Planning summer 2023.
Yes. Well, this is what we do in the middle of autumn and winter. Yeah, because everyone needs to be, that far in advance.
Yeah, you do. When did you start going to Newsweek? Because I know we had this chat. When did you start planning Christmas 2022?
Well, it depends what customer you're talking with. But as early as this time last year.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, for some of the customers, they do it a full year ahead.
So that's like your big,
big
monsters.
Some of the other ones, they'll do it sort of through, March, April. Get a few stragglers, do it a bit lastminute.com, but we always here to help.
Well, it's like Dad's going shopping on Christmas Eve, isn't it? It's that whole thing.
Exactly.
Why do it?
That is literally me.
Well, yeah. Why do we do stuff too early? So these 4 flavours, these are
syrups.
These are kind of like inherently kind of autumnal flavours. Blueberry's quite a controversial one. I want to pick blueberry, but I like what you've done.
Well, the whole thing because there's autumn, and some of these flavours are fantastic, but then there's the Halloween thing as well. And what is Halloween about? It's about fun, it's about colour, it's about crazy, funny, punny names. And the blueberry, because all the Monin products are natural flavour, and most of them are natural colour as well. I think we're up to 90% now natural colour. Mm-hmm. And the blueberry is a natural coloured product, and you get such a vibrant sort of purple, deep blue purple. So yeah, it can be really fun for you.
But it's got nothing to do with autumn.
Nah, Halloween.
It's just a fun flavour.
We've got some good ones.
We have got one of my all-time favourite flavours here, so we're going to have a little dive into that in the whole Falernum, and we're going to be deep diving into the whole pumpkin spice phenomenon as well. Because I don't get it, but we'll chat about it. So what are we going for first? Which one's the first one we're going to use?
We are going to, the one you've picked is your favourite.
Falernum?
Falernum, yeah.
Happy days.
Should we dive straight in?
Shall I I'll be your humble assistant, put these to, I don't know, let's put these to one side. They might be off camera, they might be.
Thank you very much.
Who knows? So Falernum, what is Falernum?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know.
You know a bit about Falernum, surely.
Basically, well, I'll talk you through the other one, not this one, the Monin one.
All right.
Basically, it's inherently Barbadian. We can't say Bayesian apparently, but Barbadian liqueur. Essentially, this one's obviously a syrup. Native spices to the island.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of citrusy base, almondy base. Basically, the West Bay, I describe it. You can say the word orgeat. It's basically an orgeat. Say it again.
Orgeat.
It's basically an orgeat with kind of a bit of citrus, bit of spice in it. But I love it.
Yeah, so you've got hints of lime. You've got almond, like orgeat. It's a big component. But then you've got and this is a big one for me. Clove. A lot of that clove. You've got some vanilla, ginger, a little bit of nutmeg, cinnamon. I mean, it's quite Christmassy flavours, and we've actually used this in some hot drinks for Christmas as well. It has that kind of mulled spice, but with a tropical hint.
Mm.
Yeah,
what's the big cocktail for that?
Well, it's all the classic. It's a Mai Tai, isn't it? No, that's all.
Corn and oil. Corn and oil. Yeah. See, we'll educate him. He's on about his lattes and his espressos and all that sort of stuff. We'll educate him.
If I pass the test, do I get a t-shirt?
Yes, you do get a Larry t-shirt. Come on then, so Falernum.
All right,
this stuff is absolutely delicious. I love this. I've got my own little tasting glass here. So while he's making up, I'm going to have a little taste.
So the one we have from the Velvet Falernum liqueur that we all know and love from Barbados is what, 11%? I want to say.
Yeah, 11%.
11%. Whereas obviously the Monin syrup is non-alcoholic. So it gives you that extra bit of flexibility.
Oh, honestly, I could just drink this all day. It's amazing stuff.
A massively underrated flavour, this one. Yeah.
Right, so
let's try to sneak this one in.
What's going in? Oh, a full shot. 20?
20?
20?
20 mils of the Monin Falernum syrup. Wonderful. Right, let's put that there.
And think about this, it's not, I wouldn't call it overly clovey either. It's got a nice bit in there. It's got a nice bit of spice. It doesn't smack you around the face.
All of it,
I do really like this.
Yeah.
So 25 ml of Clement, 25 ml of Chairman's Spiced.
Yep.
Hello, Sphere Band.
Lovely
Hello,
stuff.
Dave and Ash and all that. Let's get those in there.
All right, so we've got 2 different types of rum in there. We've got the Falernum syrup. Did we even say what we're doing?
No, I don't think we did. You just went straight into it.
Well, we're making a Day of the Dead zombie. So a bit of a twist on a classic tiki cocktail there.
Right, we can get these out of the way. We've had a little close up here. So what's this? Lime
juice.
Lime juice.
Here's some I made earlier. But of course, if another option, you can always use the Monin Lime Rancho.
We could. So why have you not? I like putting him on the spot. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, absolutely putting him on the spot.
Well, I wanted to make a really nice sort of fresh, and look, as good as the Monin Lime Rancho is, you can't beat fresh, okay? The Monin Lime provides a solution for when you can't use it, but if you use fresh, next level.
Oh.
All right, so
Day of the Dead zombie.
Day of the Dead zombie.
Oh, what's this? Look at this little potion cup thing.
Potions. It's pineapple juice.
Ah.
All right, so we can do 50 of the pineapple juice.
So
So we're keeping track. What we got?
very quick recap. 20 ml.
Yep.
25 ml of the Clement Ombre. 25 ml of the Chairman's Reserve Spiced. I didn't see the lime juice.
20 ml of the lime.
20 ml of the lime juice.
50 of the pineapple.
50 ml double bubble.
We're doing some
What's that? Oh, Angsters. Nice. Angsters
Oh,
in a posh bottle.
Yeah, posh bottle. And then we're going to shake it up.
Nice.
But, of course, we're going to jazz it up a little bit once we've poured it.
Yeah, we've got some crazy serves coming up here, so I'm not quite sure what he's going. We haven't seen Lee's shake face and his bit of flair for a while, so we'll have to straight down the camera, give it the gurn. There we go. Can we do the frosting test? Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's condensated more than frosted. He's done all right. So how are we serving this up then? I've seen some random glasses.
Well, this
coming
is
out
where I
today.
wanted to introduce. Oh, there you go. While I'm preparing the other bit.
Look, he's trying to look. Look. It just pops out just like that. Look. None of this. There we go.
Well, we always try and bring a bit of education and some inspiration. So we're going to pour that in, and then we're going to top it off with a cold foam. So
cold?
Yeah, I don't know if you know about these.
Cold foam?
Cold foams. So this is something that was started off in the coffee shop world, actually. So we essentially, I'm going to talk you through it in a sec.
I'm looking forward to this. Right.
But I think it's got a lot of potential in the cocktail world. You can do a lot of cool things with it.
So I leave it there. I'll be a bar back for the day.
Okay, so that's the drink, but we are going to do, you can do it a few different ways. We've got a spindle mixer that we're going to use, which is off screen over there. You can do it in a blender, but you have to have a special attachment with it. You can even do it in a cafetiere. But essentially we're taking skimmed milk, and this is really important. It needs to be skimmed milk.
Why?
So, a typical red cap. Because
everything else is too thick?
zero fat,
Right.
but it does mean the proteins are a bit higher in the skim.
Ah, right, okay.
And then what we're going to do, so we'll do 100 mils of skimmed milk. It's really important this is cold as well. So you've got to keep it in the fridge.
You've turned all ego tender on us.
What?
What's this called again? A cold foam?
A cold foam.
A cold foam.
So yeah, you used to be able to go into Starbucks or Costa and you get a cold brew coffee and it would come with a cold foam on the top. And you can even get some of the more modern like Nespresso machines, which has a button for it.
Really?
Okay? So essentially, a really thick foam
That's cold.
made from skimmed milk.
I'm gonna have to try this.
Yeah,
so this
cool.
won't work with blue
I'm
top.
gonna have this back.
This won't work with blue top.
No.
Or
green top. Or it won't work so well with the plant-based
that's all I
milks
drink is
either.
red milk.
Really?
My little belly can't handle anything else. I'm too old. That's what it is.
All right. Well, we got
So
100 mils of skim milk, and I've got 25 mils
mil.
of the Falernum syrup. But you can do any flavour. Banana foams are fantastic as well. All right, so that's all that's in there. We're going to do one ice cube, and then we're going to do it on the spindle mixer. So this might be where I sort of
we'll cut this. Go on.
And we're back. So
that was what, 30 seconds
30
or so?
seconds?
30 seconds.
Yeah.
More than a flash blend in tiki world, but they've got like my sort of milkshake spindly blender. Like
yeah, but it doesn't have blades on it. It has like
Yeah.
a black cone, which is kind of whips this up. But if you want to make it at home, easy way to do it is the cafetières.
Yeah.
Just put it all in the cafetiere and just pump it up and down until you start seeing that texture
I
come.
do that quite.
Have a look
quite
at
a lot.
this.
Look at that. So one ice cube. Oh my god. One ice cube. Oh,
But the ice cube is more there to
drink
really
this?
make sure that temperature's.
Can I drink this?
Yeah,
You've got
that's
loads of
what's
it.
fun, yeah. But see how good that is. I'll jump behind you.
pretty special.
It's so good.
Oh, hello. That's pretty. Oh, you can add. I could get the Falernum, but you can add a little bit more spice to that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because what we've done as well, if you do coconut foam, is you
Oh,
let
now
it
you're
whip
talking.
up, and then you put a bit of desiccated coconut in there as well, so you kind of get that texture within the foam. And you can colour them as well. Like
I'm
put
stealing
beetroot
this. You're going to be
powder in,
seeing this a
could be
lot
red
in
foam.
future videos. I'm stealing this.
Honestly, it's so cool. All right, so that is essentially our Day of the Dead zombie. But what we're going to do, we're going to jazz it up.
We'll get a close
So
up
we're
on
going
this.
to put
Look
that
at
foam
this.
in there.
It's like ice cream.
Ah, we want a little bit of that.
Do we?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you going to pick it up? Oh, what's this?
Oh,
What's that?
beetroot powder.
Oh, you're bringing out
Look at
all that.
that. So it kind of looks
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
dribbling down like brains coming out the top of the skull. I told you, Halloween is all about fun.
It is, but how'd you pick it up?
We'll worry about that later. It's not quite finished yet. So just to really finish it off.
Right.
Okay, it's a
I'll
tiki
cut-
drink.
I'll come
There's
this side as
pineapple
you're-
in
as you're
there.
cutting this.
So we got to put a bit of garnish, right? It's tiki. So we're gonna do the whole thing.
The whole thing. The whole head of the pineapple. You've just.
And there he is. How cool is that? Probably best if you serve it on a tray or a plate or something.
That is. I'm going to give you about a 12 out of 10 for presentation on there.
Yes, I'll take that.
That's pretty special.
It's
I
so
like that.
cool.
Day of the Dead zombie.
Yep.
So
We should
ingredients.
probably taste it.
25 ml Falernum. Rum of choice, whatever you're going for. So 50 ml double bubbler rum of
Yep.
choice.
Yep. Yep.
Nice blend of rum. 20 ml of lime juice.
Yeah, so you want to get that balance between the lime and the syrup, right?
50 ml of pineapple juice.
Easy, and then a bit of Angostura
Shake
bitters.
it. Bit of Angostura
Yeah,
bitters,
yeah,
shake
yeah.
it, and then this is all shakes.
And then that cold foam, but give it a try, because you can put this on top of your coffee as well. In fact, what we've started doing is because you go into a coffee shop, you get your latte or your hot chocolate, and you get the whipped cream on top. I mean, whipped cream, there's some calories in that. Whereas with this, because you're using skim milk, there's not many calories in it. So you can actually put the cold foam on top of your latte or your hot chocolate. It is amazing.
A coconut. Oh, my little brain's got a coconut foam
See?
on a hot chocolate. Or
Yeah.
a coke. Oh, there's whole what?
You can do anything.
So what? That was 100 ml of semi-skimmed and 25.
Yeah, 4 to 1. And there's still enough in there for another, 3 drinks probably?
I haven't done this with the milk. This is all new to me. But when I've done stuff with the foamers and all that sort of stuff, you have to make quite a lot of it. Otherwise, if you
You make a batch.
But yeah, if you made less than that, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It'd just be pointless.
And this is probably good for about half an hour before it really starts separating. But all you do is just whiz it again or give it another pump in your cafetiere and it's lightens right back up.
Love that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Skimmed milk as well. Brilliant. So what's his name? Let's
He's a
call him
mess, isn't
Eddie.
he?
Eddie? No, what are we calling him?
Eddie the punk Day of the Dead zombie. That works.
He looks like, he reminds me of one of those
Let me try.
Gremlins. Do you remember the Gremlins? Is it the Gremlins? Do you know what I'm
Yeah, I love that movie.
saying? With the mohawks.
Oh, that's the big thing this time of year as well.
Isn't
the
it?
movies.
I like that.
Although, have you heard Hocus Pocus 2 isn't?
Hocus Pocus 2?
Yeah.
Right, what's Hocus Pocus?
Come on now. This isn't bubble tea we're talking about, Steve.
Oh, here we go. Bubble tea, you freaking bubble tea.
Hocus Pocus, what, like 20 years ago? It was Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker with the witches, and you're missing out, mate. All right.
Come on.
Well, anyway, classic Halloween movie. They made a second one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So that's the first cocktail. So after a quick sort of clear down and all that, the cocktail's been enjoyed over there.
it's a bit of a mess,
That's
isn't
we forgot to say. Obviously, you can buy the tiki vegetable farm drink stuff. Of course, you can buy our stuff. But we're moving on to the second one now,
Yes.
which I cracked out last week in filming for the first time. And I
indeed.
absolutely.
Was that the first time you tried it?
It's the first time I've ever seen it and tried it. Apple pie.
Apple pie
I'll put the
syrup.
Falernum. This is amazing. This stuff.
Mate, it
Let me
smells
just-
like apple pie.
It does,
It's
doesn't it?
amazing.
It's kind of got what's it got in it? It's got apples and is it cinnamon? Oh, I forgot what it is. now.
Yeah, there's apple, there's cinnamon, there's it's got a bit of that sort of pastry flavour note to it as well.
Pastry, that's-
But this is a really versatile one, actually. So we're showing it in a cocktail, but this in a latte or hot chocolate, amazing. This in a milkshake.
Apple in a latte.
Yeah,
You'd put that in a latte.
absolutely. It's really tasty.
You're a bit crazy, aren't you? Apple in a latte. If you would put apple in a latte, give us a thumbs up in the comments below. I don't think anyone's going to, but it's proving wrong.
It's
Come
not
on.
apple, it's apple pie. That makes all the difference.
yes.
You know,
It's
you're
got-
used to putting cinnamon in your
It's got a
latte.
lovely spice back to it. So we are making a, what have you called it?
Poison apple martini.
Poison apple martini.
Yeah, so I've got my poison here.
Hot chocolates, lattes, I'm trying. What base spirit would you? I'm obviously going to go rum, obviously, because I'm like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
But I didn't want to make it all about
whiskey,
rum.
Maybe whiskey. What are you using?
Vanilla vodka.
Vanilla vodka.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm down with that.
Works.
Apple and vanilla, standard.
Do you remember the old Appletini phase when that was popular?
Still is, isn't it? We're still,
Not
in,
like it was.
we're still in 1960s world.
And
Right.
That one came from Scrubs. That was popularised by
Yes.
Appletinis.
So, what's this?
I should probably start with the Monin product first, right? Start
Yeah.
with the most important. So, apple pie syrup, 20 mils. Yum, yum.
It's 20 mils is like the standard for you, quite a lot, isn't it?
I like to use 20.
I go 15 quite a bit, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
I kind of like 20.
15 to 20. 25 starts to get a bit too much for cocktails usually, but can work for some. But then yeah, you can go a little bit lower as well, like a flavoured old fashioned, 10 mils. Ooh, in fact.
Whiskey.
Apple pie
Whiskey.
old fashioned.
Whiskey.
Yes, now we're talking.
See, I knew. And the light bulb came in there.
Yeah.
I did drop it a couple of minutes ago. It went over his little head.
Yeah.
Right, so we've done 20 ml of apple pie.
Yeah, we're doing the same for the lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Yep, so we're keeping that balanced. That's the whole aim of the game. And then...
Some vanilla vodka.
ooh, lovely stuff. Yeah, I got a sweet spot for this stuff.
It's good stuff. Isn't
Vanilla vodka.
it? You've always got it for your porn star martinis, haven't you?
It's got to be done. There's a few different brands out there that do decent ones. All right, so we've got 50
So
mils
50
of
mil
that, double bubble.
So 50, 25, 20.
And then we've got some poison.
He was making this up earlier, and I was kind of had one eye on what he was doing, but this should do some funny stuff.
It's a cool
I think.
bottle, isn't it? Should have had some dry ice so it just starts pouring.
So what is this?
This is essentially, it's apple juice with a bit of beetroot powder.
Oh yeah, that was it. I knew there was some funny
Yeah,
colour going on
We're
there.
talking Halloween, we're talking
So
fun,
beetroot
colourful,
powder.
visual, it's all important. Ooh, look at that. Yes. We're going to do 40 mils of that.
40.
40.
So where can people buy beetroot powder? People not in London that don't have access to this. Amazon? Can you get stuff like that off Amazon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. But beetroot powder is becoming quite a common ingredient in the coffee shop world as well. If you've never had a beetroot latte,
beetroot latte's all about, yeah.
which is usually no coffee, but obviously beetroot powder can have some quite good health benefits.
I've seen it with turmeric.
Same sort of
quite a
matcha
lot.
and turmeric.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you have called rainbow lattes.
Yeah.
So green, red, and yellow.
So that's all I use, like a powder like
So
that.
beetroot powder, but it's really deep, vivid red.
I'm not sure we'll get it on the close-up, but
So you can use it as an active ingredient. If you use quite a bit of it, you really get that sort of earthy beetroot flavour. But if you only use a little bit, you get the colour, but not the flavour. Which is what I did with the, I had the beetroot powder in the duster there.
Oh, so it's the same stuff?
It's the same stuff, yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. We're cool.
All right,
So what are we doing with this?
Should be good to go. 4 ingredients. We're going to pop some ice.
Are we shaking this one?
I'm going to shake this one.
Loads of
Should
ice.
get a beautiful colour from this one.
Nice, I can't wait to see this. Hey! We
doing a
haven't seen that for a while.
I'm pretty sure I saw one of your other videos where I got a few compliments
He's
on
got
my
the
shake.
moves. Got it.
All right.
Give it a shake. Down again.
It's not the kind of one you want to spill over you, this one actually.
Oh no. That is absolutely delicious, that stuff. That could be my new, where it is, over there.
Really?
Could be my new, I'm trying to work out how to incorporate into like rum sort of punches and tiki style drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That one.
You going that way, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to do slightly less crazy garnish, but it'll be
Okay.
cool nonetheless.
So we've got a chilled coupe out of the freezer.
Yes. Always like to keep
And this
them.
coupe is 100% from drink stuff.
And that's a great tip actually if anybody doesn't know and you're making straight up drinks, always keep your glass in the freezer so it's nice and cold. Keeps the drink colder for longer. Yeah, old school, we're going to go
Oh, look, come on.
salt
play,
rim.
Play the game, what are you doing? Come
All
on.
right.
Give
Let's
the
do it
people at home what they want to see, look.
Okay. I've got
So what's
another
it? This
little
is
tip, yeah.
black salt.
Black salt, yeah. So you can probably buy this in a lot of places.
I think
Every
you
supermarket
might be
smell
able
of
to
it.
buy it for drink stuff. I might be able to. Don't hold me that. We've got
Okay.
green salt and all kinds of other weird and wonderful salts.
But a good tip, if you ever rim in your glass, whether it's salt, sugar, black salt, whatever else, once you do that, you can see that it's on the same amount on the inside as on the outside. You don't really want that going in your drink. So I always turn it upside down and scoop it out from the inside. So you're not going to throw off the balance of your drink. There.
There's a lot of wastage going on here, isn't there?
Yeah, you can reuse it. You can reuse it. All right, put that one out of the way.
That's that. So,
And
black salt.
Black salt.
And that'll give a nice sort of... I can imagine the whole salty thing going quite well with apple and...
Yeah. Works really well.
We were chatting about that before, weren't we? Like saline solutions and
Big
and
trend.
stuff. Yeah.
Big trend. Oh,
Look at the colour of that.
Yeah.
Nice. Remind me what it was called again? Pumpkin? No, wrong one.
Poison apple martini.
Poison apple martini.
Bit of a Snow White vibe going on.
Look at that.
Okay. So it's got a fun name. It's got some delicious ingredients. It's got a really great visual, you know, that red and black. And, you know, let's pop a little dehydrated lemon on there.
I kind of want to get the salty bit, but I'm not going to put my lips around there. I'm going to straw it. Oh, here we go. These flowers that apparently you can get from your local Waitrose.
An edible flower. So we'll put a nice red one on there.
Nice. That looks really good.
There we go. Look at that.
Look at that. He's putting it off camera again, isn't he? We've got to train him. There's me got it right in the right spot, look. I don't know.
Sorry, mate.
These ego tenders.
I'll learn. How is it?
That's quite... I'm going to get a little bit of salt just on my finger, just to...
Well, I'll dive in. I don't mind.
Steady, mate.
Mmm. Oh,
That's delicious. That's... You don't lose the apple. The apple's like there. It's not quite... How much booze went in? 40?
50.
50 ml of booze.
Proper measure.
I was going to... We got a creative content director saying, get it back on camera, get it back on camera. For those of you who don't know, we've got Laura sitting in one corner, we've got Vassie sitting over there, keeping an eye, like, give us a drink, we just want to get drunk, that's all they want to do. That's why I'm strawing it, to be fair.
We definitely need supervision, though.
We do. That's quite delicious.
That's
I'm not
a
sure,
tasty drink.
but the beetroot gives it that little...
Yeah, it gives a little bit of
tang.
earthiness, but it all kind of works together. Yeah.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
Name again?
Poison apple martini.
Poison apple, got pumpkin, it's the P, pumpkin. Poison
But you
apple.
can do a poison pumpkin one, yeah. Do it with a pumpkin spice syrup instead of the apple pie. That works.
Genius. I might have to invest in some purple pumpkin. What is it with pumpkin? Purple beetroot powder. So moving swiftly on to cocktail number 3. We've done the apple pie. Now we're going for this whole flipping pumpkin spice flipping phenomenon.
Drink number 3.
Drink. What did I say? Oh, it's not a cocktail. It's
No,
not a cocktail.
not a cocktail.
So come on, like. Why
Any
does the
pumpkin
whole...
spice fans out there?
Why does that... Yeah, if you're a pumpkin spice fan, thumbs up in the comments below. Let us know how you drink. I'm guessing lattes. And if you've got a crazy cocktail recipe for pumpkin spice, then drop that below.
It's all about hashtag PSL.
Hashtag
Yeah,
PSL.
it's its own phenomenon. So pumpkin spice, you were asking me about this. Like,
Yeah.
where does it come from? Where is, you know, 'cause it's really just exploded onto the scene. Or so it feels, but it's actually been around for 20 years next year.
20 years.
Yeah, 2003.
What? The Monin has or pumpkin? Or was that the first?
Starbucks were the first to launch a pumpkin spice latte. And they did that in 2003. But they only did it in 2 cities in America.
Right.
Such a huge success. The following year, they launched it nationwide across the whole of the US. Fast forward to where we are now, it's in, I think Starbucks operates the pumpkin spice latte in about 60 countries, 50, 60 countries. And since 2003, they've made more than $2 billion just on pumpkin spice. Okay? But it's now gone beyond Starbucks. They've created a flavor phenomenon. So, you know, you can see pumpkin spice Yankee candles. You know, I even saw pumpkin spice dog food. I'm not even joking. Pumpkin spice dog food. And I went into one of the supermarkets the other day and they had a whole like end section of the aisle just on pumpkin spice.
So,
like,
right.
yeah,
So
all
before we
sorts.
go any further,
Yeah,
we can see it in the label. I'll
Yeah.
do a close up. What the hell is pumpkin spice?
it's pumpkin with spice.
Spice.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. So same sort
Remind
of
yourself.
spices.
Have a look at the label just to remind yourself what's in it.
Well, that's the good thing about Monin. It has all the visuals here to help you.
So we can see some cinnamon.
Yeah, so you got some
Is that
cinnamon,
ginger?
you got
Oh,
some
it's got cloves as
cloves
well.
again, you got some ginger. You know, there might be a little bit of allspice and some other stuff in there, a small amount. But pumpkin is that flavour that you want coming through. So I actually hear that back in the day they were a little bit cheeky, not Monin, but Starbucks, and they didn't actually use pumpkin. They used squash. So it's more like squash spice.
I suppose it comes from the same family.
It's
right?
very similar.
Pumpkin's a squash, isn't it?
Not.
Sure is.
But how
So
familiar
this-
are you with this one, by the way?
How what?
Have you played around
Well,
with
we
this?
can never bloody get it because it's always out of stock.
This
You
time
lot
of
can't
year
keep up.
is-
So I do, obviously, for video work and YouTube stuff, I do a lot of research on Google Trends. So I know when this kicks off. And this sort of stuff kicks off the end of July, August. On Google. People just...
It really does.
It's crazy. It's like, what? Why?
So, I'm trying to think who it
Is
was.
that people just like getting
both
ready for
Greg's and I want to say M&S Cafe. No, Krispy Kreme.
Hang on, we can
Right.
come because we've now got number 3 in here. We've got Jess down here. Jess is going to pipe up with some knowledge. Come on, Jess.
It was Krispy Kreme who introduced it in mid to late August this year.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you heard that. Go on, recap.
Middle of August, you could get a pumpkin spice latte from Greg's or Krispy Kreme. Middle of
Oh,
August.
that was a coffee, not a... I
Heat
thought
wave.
you meant pumpkin spice on top. It's just icing. That's a coffee.
No, yeah, no, there's certain coffees.
What's going on?
Starbucks have done it pretty early in previous years.
It's your favourite thing as well, isn't it? That's Laura.
I know that they normally, because again, I'm a big pumpkin spice fan, I know they normally launch
don't
in
get it.
August.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, am I familiar? Sort of.
Alright. But huge following. All you need to do is go on Instagram and type in hashtag PSL and just
I've never
so
looked at
many.
that.
And you get all these, girls dressing themselves up lovely in scarves and hats and gloves, holding these cups with, all the autumn leaves and selfies and
Really?
yeah, it's a big old culture there. The hashtag PSL.
Wow.
But do you know what?
Go
It's
on.
got a following for a reason.
Yeah. So
Bloody lovely.
are we making a PSL?
We're yeah. I mean,
Are
that's
Come
the
on.
classic.
If we
way
don't
of
want to
serving
make
it.
a PSL, what the hell else are you going to do with that?
Well, cocktails for sure. So
Like?
the poison apple one we did, feel free just to replace the apple pie with the pumpkin spice. Works brilliantly. But yeah, a whole lot of different cocktails you can do.
I know-
And do you know what? In fact,
Go on.
I've heard that people actually use the Monin pumpkin spice when they're cooking pumpkin pies. So you put a little bit of that in,
okay.
it really perks the whole flavour.
Extra
up.
body, extra
Yeah,
flavour.
yeah.
I don't know the recipe, but I'm sure some of you will know exactly who I'm talking about here. But Georgie Radef, owner of Lucky Cane, he's got a tiki cocktail with pumpkin spice in
Yeah.
it, and I can't think for the life of me what it is. I've had it a couple of times, but I'll dive into that. I might stick that recipe in the comments below.
Maybe we should go later for some research.
Hey! But
All
yeah,
right.
but I'm going to be diving in it. It's a lovely, lovely flavour. But I
Yeah,
never
plain
clocked
hot
on for
chocolate as well.
years that it was actually all the spices, the cinnamon, and the clove, and all that.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
thought it was pumpkin.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All
Right,
so
come on in.
It's going to be another one of
Perform.
those where we're going off screen, isn't it?
We're going off. So what are you doing? You can do the coffee.
So we got a lovely coffee machine over here. I'm going to go make up a latte, and then we're going to bring it back. We're going to add the syrup, and then we do all the
So all you're doing is making a latte.
yeah.
Wow.
Shouldn't take long.
We'll cut back to that in a second. Right, so we're back in. He's done his espresso with an X, obviously. We've got
Not one of those.
yeah. So we've got that. Go. So we're latteing it up now.
Yeah.
Can you do latte art?
I can.
You can. Oh, we can and all.
We're not going to do
What's
it
that?
for this though, because if
'Cause
I was
we've got
making
no
it
pumpkin
all
in
the way
there.
up to the top, I'd get a really nice bit of latte art. But we need to add the pumpkin, and then we need to do the whipped cream. 'cause
Right. Okay.
That's a big important part as well.
You got to go off camera again.
No.
No, that's all right.
I'm all good.
That's all right.
I'm prepared.
Right. So all it was a shot of espresso and milk in there with a
Yeah,
latte.
so it's a
That's
latte.
all
That's a
that
latte.
is.
That's a latte.
Latte.
So,
latte. Latte's
with-
got an A in it. Got an R in
Latte.
it. Latte.
So when you're adding syrup to your coffee at home, so normally for a sort of 12 ounce would be a standard size, you can go anywhere between 15 and 20 mils, which is going to be equivalent to what you get out on the high street. Okay. So
What's those pump
like a
things
bit
you've
more.
got? Just for,
Yes.
because I know people are going to be curious. What's a pump?
a pump is 10 mils.
10 mil.
So 2 pumps.
Oh, so
20
when they
mils,
do like
perfect.
3 or 4 pumps on there, they're not actually giving you 60 mil. They're actually giving you like 20-ish.
If they- yeah, well, that depends on
I
how many
thought,
pumps.
I thought when they do that like loads of times, I thought, bloody hell, that's a lot of syrup.
You can get some coffee shops that are a little bit heavy-handed on the pumps
But
of
the
syrup.
Monin ones are 10 mil.
Yes, 10 mils. All right. So
So-
that's in there now. So that's essentially a pumpkin spice latte. Just have a test there. Perfect drinking temperature as well, not burnt to a crisp.
I always have mine extra
Okay.
hot. I
And we're gonna do whipped
I
cream.
can't be done with like cold lattes and whatever. So good old cream.
Yeah.
Thought you'd get the cream ripper out for us, but no. Nice.
Ooh, there we go.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And it
What are we doing
always
with this?
works a little bit of cinnamon dusting over the top.
Simple as that, look.
That. And then just a little flourish with a little pumpkin here.
Oh.
So these are normally cake topper decorations.
Yeah.
You can buy these in the supermarket as well. But yeah, they always add a nice little flourish, don't they? And there we
Interesting.
go. Hashtag PSL.
Hashtag PSL.
Yeah.
If you've ever had a PSL, I'm sure you have. Just get involved in the comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know. Let us know what you've done, what you haven't done.
It's a phenomenon. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna try it?
No, I don't do milk drinks like that. I
Fair
do
enough.
Americano's my limit.
Oh, is that your go-to?
My little belly. My little belly. It's delicate, isn't it?
Oh, no, try.
We have
That's
we have got
so
a willing
good.
a willing.
Oh, we
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, can I go?
She's like, let me have it, please. Let me have it. I will. I'll dip a straw. I'll dip a straw. Hang on. Let me dip a straw.
A tiny little bit, won't hurt.
Let me dip a straw. It is quite nice, to be fair. It's quite. I just don't do lattes. My little belly can't handle lattes too much these days.
Well, I mean, that is the flavour of autumn. And this sounds like hotcakes this time of year.
Is it? Is
Oh.
it like? I don't know whether you have the data. You can make it up, and we'll never know. But how much more pumpkin spice is sold than, I don't know, what would be the number 2 autumn?
Probably maple spice would be up there.
Really?
Yeah.
See, my head always goes to gingerbread, but maple spice.
Gingerbread's Christmas, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way. Yeah.
Okay. I love maple spice as well. That's
Maple,
one
I mean,
of my favourite.
that makes you think autumn, doesn't it? Maple leaves. and
So for a
cheesy
coffee
colours.
shop, maple spice would be number 2 this time of year.
Yeah, but you're talking like that big a gap.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice is where it's at. So.
10 to 1? 20 to 1? 50 to 1?
Well, we'll do some homework. We'll find
We'll do
out.
some
We'll put it in the
homework.
comments.
I'm gonna have a wild stab at about 50 to 1. For every 50 pumpkin, I'm gonna go
You
1.
might not be far
Yeah.
off. To be
Right,
so
okay.
yeah, if you want pumpkin spice, don't try to buy it this time of year. Get it in early.
If you want pumpkin spice, buy it in July, or even earlier if you can, but just don't wait till August or September. Jesus.
Okay.
Right, we're going to give that to the tasting mob, and we'll come back for cocktail number 4. So coming in for
Drink.
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 No, I looked for his permission first. Drink number 4.
The purple potion frappe.
Guys, the tongue twisters. Purple potion frappe. Now it's going to blow my mind for something else here, because we're going to talk about this in a second.
We haven't done this yet,
But
have we, on any videos?
Le Fouille, go on.
Le Fouille.
We've said this a lot. We use them
Yeah.
a lot, but for those of you that don't know what these are in comparison to I've spotted it. There it is. In comparison to that, what's the difference?
Yeah. So blueberry syrup, as with all the syrups, it's syrup, so sugar water flavour. So you know, it's got a bit of texture to it, like all the rest of the syrups, but essentially sugar and water and flavour. With the Le Fouille range, it's like a hybrid between a puree and a syrup. Okay, so it's not a full-on puree, but we do use at least 50% actual fruit in the bottle. So 50% of that is actual blueberries, and you'll see like bits of the skin and fruit and pulp in there. And well, should we pour a little bit out?
Yeah, let's pour.
Oh, you're
Beat
on
you
it.
to
You're
it.
on it.
Go on, you can pour some for yourself as well. Don't be shy.
And
It's your
look at the
stuff.
colour on
It's your
that.
stuff. Dive in. Can we see? I think that should be on the close-up. If
You
you
can
twist
see how
that,
thick
you
that is.
might get a decent background there on the close-up. Look
Yeah,
at that coat.
you can see
Look
all
at
the-
that. Look at that coat in the glass. Look at that. Look at that.
Well, because you were saying that blueberry wouldn't be your first thought for an autumn.
Yeah,
fruit, but
I am a little bit
look
sort
at
of.
the colour and the texture you're going to get on that. That's going to be perfect.
Do you know what I do with these? I've said it loads of times, but toast.
Yes.
I love these on toast.
Well, it has got quite a jam, marmalade kind of thing going on with it. So there is sugar content in it as well.
I
So
would drink it. I would try it, but it's struggling to come out of the glass at the moment. But you can see
get your
it.
finger in. So with the Le Fouille range, as I said, so we're trying to have that texture and consistency of puree. But the trouble with purees is as soon as you sort of open one, because it's 95% fruit, it doesn't have a very long shelf life, so you've got to whack it straight in the fridge and you've got to use it within a week. However, with this one, because we had a sugar content to it as well, so it's like a 2-in-1, the sugar acts as a preservative, means you can keep it on the shelf, out of the fridge, even after you've opened it, for up to 6 weeks, which is not bad. Not bad.
And some of them can
Officially
go.
6 weeks.
Officially 6 weeks, yeah. Well, I'll say it when we're not in Monin, and I can say it unofficially, if you know what I mean. But,
Yeah.
But would you say keeping them in the fridge does keep them colder? I will say we will caveat this.
Well, we'll
with
keep it colder.
With some flavours, like never ever put the coconut in the fridge. I've done that before. I've made that mistake. Yeah, you can warm it
There's
up
a high
again.
fat content.
Yeah,
It
it
starts
would
getting
do,
funny.
Could you? Would it?
You don't need to.
Don't need to,
honestly,
just on the back.
honestly, you don't need to. Keep it on the shelf, and you'll be grand.
Job's good.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So
So come on.
then
So
next.
then now this is old Tony, bless him, like blew me away with this bubble tea phenomenon stuff and whatever this. So I know I've seen frappes before.
Yeah.
I kind of have a loose understanding of frappe. I never drink one. That's not my thing. Frappe powder.
Well, let's find change your opinion.
I think we can probably see that there's some more stuff behind him on camera just there. We've got chocolate, we've got non-dairy, which I'm quite intrigued about, and coffee. And what's this one?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
So vanilla is by far our best-selling one.
What's that?
So, well, first of all, frappes. Okay, most of you guys watching are gonna be familiar with going to coffee shops and you see frappes. Starbucks, they have their frappuccino trademark term.
Do you actually think people know what it is?
Yeah,
when they
I
order
think
it?
so. I mean, it's essentially like a milkshake, but instead of, if you're making a milkshake, you need the ice cream, the milk. Ice cream is a difficult ingredient to keep in a coffee shop because it means then they got to have a freezer, they got to pull out a big tub, they got to get a scoop, and one person's scoop is different to another person's scoop, so consistency issues. It's just a real pain all around. So the whole idea with the frappe mix is it eradicates the need for ice cream. So you can use milk, ice, and the frappe mix, and you blend it the same as you would a milkshake, and it's going to give you that same thickness, consistency, texture.
Right, okay.
Okay. So what is in here? Well, it's you got the vanilla flavor, because vanilla's a flavor enhancer. That's going to help the other flavors that you use come through more. And it's got some stuff in there to have that thickening agent and keep everything blended together. So that is really a solution for coffee shops to do milkshakes without needing ice cream, essentially.
So my little head was instantly going, hang on a second, but you add milk to these. Obviously, the non-dairy one, I was quite interested about, you would use like your almond milks and all that malarkey with it. That's the whole point, yeah?
Actually, no.
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 Okay.
No.
All right, interesting.
What that is for doing things like frosés and Aperol slushies and... If you want to do like blended drinks...
Aperol slushies? Hang on. Wait, stop. The first one. Frosés.
Frosé.
What's a frosé?
Frozen rosé.
Frozen rosé?
Yeah.
As in the wine?
As in rosé wine.
Hang on.
Ice.
You two pipe down.
And it's like a slushy.
Don't tell me you know about this. A frosé?
You need to get out more, Steve.
A frozen rosé?
Yeah, yes, it's delicious. But slushy drinks. All right, a frozen.
Wait, stop.
Strawberry.
How do you make? No, I'm confused now. How do you turn that? What is this then? It's like. Okay, so it looks completely different for a start. So what do you do with that?
Well, if you put rosé wine and ice in there and blend it up, it's going to go slushy for about 10 seconds, and then it's just going to separate. Whereas you put a scoop of that in, that's going to hold like a slushy for much longer. Think like frozen strawberry daiquiri type texture.
So is this like a cheat for keeping things
frozen? Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. We need to hang out.
We've
got a lot of stuff we can.
Monin need to invite me down to London a bit more, don't they? So wow, okay.
All right, look, best ways to show you. We are going to make a frappe.
So.
Okay, and handily, the step-by-steps are on the back of the tub.
They are. Even STB could do this. 150 ml of milk, is that what you do?
Well, we're doing a flavoured one, so it's going to be the other recipe.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So we're going to do 120 ml of milk.
Got it.
So we've done 120 of green top. We're going to have 1 scoop.
Does this come with a scoop inside?
Comes with a scoop inside.
It's branded Monin, that's why I asked.
Monin branded scoop. So 1 scoop. We're going to use 30 ml of flavour, so you can use the Le Fruit, you can use our Monin sauces, you can use the syrups, apple pie in here. Naughty, very, very good. Honestly, you can probably use most of the syrups in the products. It's so good.
If you stick around, I might bully him to use that other thing in a minute. It wasn't in the lineup, but I'm kind of intrigued.
But we're going to do the blueberry Le Fruit. So we're doing 30 ml.
30 ml.
Okay. Now, one other thing to mention is we have a different pump for this. Okay, it's not the same pump we use for the syrup bottles.
I can understand
that.
See,
this is a different bottle.
My little brain cells on that wavelength.
And it's a 15 ml pump.
Okay.
So if you want to have like your proper coffee shop set up at home with the pumps and the bottles and everything, it would be 2 of the 15 ml pumps.
Nice.
Okay.
I might get a pump actually.
So we've got the milk, we've got the vanilla frappe base, frappe mix, we've got the blueberry Le Fruit. Next is for the ice. Ice, baby.
So you've just put all the cream on top. Where's he going now?
I'm back.
He's back. Are we doing this? Oh yeah, because that's what I mean. When I see a frappe or a frappuccino, they always come in these things. So that's all. I just think the milkshakes.
Yeah, it's essentially what they are.
So where did the word frappe come from? Why don't we call them milkshakes on a menu?
Well,
why are they called frappes?
If you go to some of the European countries, they have a slightly different understanding of frappe as a word.
Do you know what the word?
But it's similar.
Do you know what the word frappe
So it's kind of been taken from European.
Do you know what the word frappe is?
I think in some places like Greece and places like that, they'll have it like served over crushed ice.
Okay.
So it's similar, but not quite.
So in other words, you don't
kind
really
of
know,
taken
you're
the
just
word
kind of making out.
a little bit.
Jess is on it. Look. Jess is coming up with the answer. Come on, let's
What does
go.
Wikipedia say?
So, a milkshake is made with milk and the flavourings, whereas a frappe is the additional addition of ice cream.
Ah, okay. Hopefully you heard that. I think you should. I'll try and bump that. But a milkshake is made with milk and
Ice cream.
flavourings. But a frappe is made with ice cream. Correct. Right. Boom. There we go, Jess. Promoter. She needs a pay rise, Monin. Promoter.
Anyway, whenever you go to a coffee shop in the UK and get a frappe, essentially you get
Right now.
So,
So-
we're going to whiz it up in the blender.
Yeah, so
and
we'll cut
be
back
right
to a nice, look at the colour of that. So after a minute or so, don't know. They've
No, not
got
even
a
that.
proper blender.
30
It's better than
seconds.
my blender at home.
So yeah, you could do it in one of these
Little
standard
16
ones
ounce
that you see. However, we'll do a.
Oh, okay. Knickerbocker
Okay.
glass.
Yeah,
Is that Knickerbocker? What are they called? Sunday glasses. That's the word.
So when you're making this, yeah, you can try it out with a frappe, or you can just make a blueberry milkshake with the ice cream and the milk and the blueberry free, which is what you'll be more likely to get when you go to these kind of burger diner places on the high street. And I don't know if you know, but in some of those places they do hard shakes. You had a hard shake?
I know what's going here.
Yeah.
I've got my American translator going on.
Put booze in it, basically.
Booze.
So,
The whole
well, have a
hard-
taste of this.
The whole
but
hard seltzer phenomenon.
can you imagine? Well, when you taste this,
Yeah.
just imagine if you put some whiskey in there, some bourbon.
Okay.
It's a good combo.
Wouldn't have been my first choice, but I'll let you.
Or rum. That would have been your first
There we
choice,
go.
wouldn't
We're
it?
training you. We're training you.
Okay. So the good thing with little freeze, great for decoration. I mean,
Nice.
look at that.
Nice. Put it down.
Fantastic.
Little close up. There we go. The little spinneroonie. There we go. Look at that. Look. Right. Here we go.
And again, look at the colour on this.
Oh, stuff's amazing. You know what I'm thinking with that? Maybe a bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
Blueberry and chocolate. I do like the whole berry and chocolate thing. Just in case there wasn't enough cream. Wow. I tell you what, if you've got a pub bar or whatever, you stick that on your menu for like $7.95, or probably if you're in London, what, 12 quid? What are we selling down here?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. What's the name? What's
Messy.
this called again? Frozen? No, it's
Purple potion frappe.
purple
Okay.
potion frappe. There we go.
And you know, we've always got to jazz it up a little bit.
Always
haven't we?
jazz it up.
Put a,
I'm
put a
gonna
few
get a straw.
sprinkles. We've got the orange and black Halloween sprinkles. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
And if you really want to go all out, and I know you can get these on Drink Stuff actually.
Ah, yes. I know what's coming here. I know what's coming.
Because, we haven't talked about Bonfire Night.
No,
have
we haven't. Kind of, yeah, that's it. I'll stand here so we get the full effect from your blue jumper behind it.
Perfectly colour coded.
Does it like? Oh, there we go. Hey! Oh, you failed, didn't you? Look at
What's
that.
in there?
Look at that. Wow. The full effect. Let's get his blue jumper.
Purple
Genius,
potion frappe.
genius.
Look at that.
You've done well there. Should I burn my eyeballs off? Come on.
Oh, you got a green straw. Good.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see. I'm trained. Right. Are we going
Yeah,
out?
wait,
Are we
wait,
going?
It's nearly done. Nearly done.
Right. There we go.
There we go.
Tastes like flipping blueberry ice cream. Oh, that's
How
naughty.
good is that?
Oh, that's naughty.
I'm telling you, bourbon in that.
I'm
works.
leakaging.
I tell you what we've done
Bourbon,
before as
go on.
well. Is you if you cut up half a blueberry muffin and throw that into the blend, that is proper.
Oh, a bit of
naughty.
texture.
That
Oh.
is proper naughty.
That's a bit of
really
texture.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Blueberry muffin.
Don't have 3 a day.
Do you know what I
But
think?
it's a
I
nice
think.
treat.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I take back my chocolate thing.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of spice in there.
Blueberry spice could be the
Yeah.
next pumpkin spice.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's that one.
So that's what these powders are. So we've got
Yeah, amazing.
vanilla, we've got chocolate, we've got coffee, we've got dairy free. So
We do have a fifth one as well. We have a yogurt.
so the chocolate would just literally give it the chocolate
yeah.
flavour.
So essentially, the chocolate one is going to be like doing a
So
chocolate
these are probably designed for not to add these, but the whole fun thing is you can add
No, they
these.
are.
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
So the whole
absolutely.
chocolate and
so in fact, it's actually quite rare to have them plain. most of the customers we work with will do the flavoured versions.
Yeah.
There's
But they would buy,
many
so
good
they'd
ones.
have a chocolate to do a chocolate and...
Chocolate and coconut, chocolate and
Have
honeycomb.
you ever had like a chocolate and apple cake or chocolate and pear cake?
Chocolate and pear's good. Yeah.
So that's where my head is. My head's like, oh, give me the pear. I've seen that down there somewhere. That's
Have to give it some rum in it as well.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's
So there we go.
essentially
So
the frappe.
that's the 4.
So we've got a nice selection there, I think, of autumn, but you know, we were really going for the Halloween twist, you know. So we've had, you know, as I've said, all about the fun serves. Go overboard, guys. You know, get the sprinkles on there, the sparklers, the crazy garnishes, the crazy colours. And you know, that's what Monin is perfect for.
Let's get Albert back in. He's lost his Albert's Sheddy's thing in there.
Changed his name as well. He used to be
Albert,
called Eddie.
what was it? Eddie. And what else? We've got this one still here. And I'm sure there's one. The latte's gone.
Yeah, Monin's finished that.
For obvious reasons. But there we go. So that's, remind us the names.
Eddie, the Day of the Dead zombie.
Day of the Dead Zombie.
The Poison Apple Martini.
And
The Purple Potion Frappe.
the hashtag
Hashtag PSL.
PSL down there. Mate, thank you very much. That's
I'm glad you enjoyed.
It's been fun as
I've got
always.
a few new
always
things
get
for
my
you to
little
explore.
mind blown about stuff down here.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
have
you know.
we'll have some more stuff next
We'll
time.
line some stuff up, don't you
Yeah.
worry about that.
And we didn't really get the old J out either.
Could have absolutely used that in the zombie
We've got a
drink.
bit of posh spice down here as well. We'll have to train them up with their spirit selection, but we could, you know, it's a work in
Send me
process.
some rum, I'll happily use
We
it.
can work in process. Anyway, you know the drill. Like and subscribe. So any questions, let us know in the comments below. We'll get them answered. But join us next time. And actually, in a couple of weeks, maybe, we'll have Jess, which has already been filmed, but for Christmas. So that's coming up soon.
It's
as
a
well.
real
So
cracker.
Christmas. Hey! On that note, let's go.
Bye, guys.